Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
So, since the start of 2020, COVID-19 has been something that has been ravaging the world. It has led to postponement of so many football tournaments, led to the postponement of a lot, even the Olympic Games and Euros. Now, this year as well, it has been a bother to a lot of countries, to a lot of teams, to a lot of clubs in terms of their preparation for games. And now, ahead of Ghana's AFCON 2022 qualifier game with South Africa, reports were rife that a new variant of the coronavirus had popped up in South Africa, and the Ghana FA had written to CAF for a neutral venue to be where the two teams play their AFCON 2022 qualifier. Now, the South Africa Football Association president is saying that is completely false and is hearsay from the media, and that the game will be played in Soccer City in South Africa. We'll be looking at that today. We'll also be looking at the preparation so far of the Ghana Black Stars ahead of that game with South Africa in the AFCON 2022 qualifiers. Remember, Ghana have 2 games left with South Africa, and also with Sao Tome and Principe here at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. And I told you other players aside the locally based players had been called up, including Mubarak Wakasu and Jonathan Mensah. Another player has been called in, and he is in the person of a Dalian Yifang player, Emmanuel Boateng, as well. We'll be looking at all that today. Subscribe if you haven't. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we all know the coronavirus has been a hot bother for all of us throughout this last year, and this year it still continues, only that this year we have a vaccine and it has started rolling out. But in South Africa, there were reports that a new variant of the virus had popped up, and even the communications director of the Ghana Football Association had said that because of that, they had written in advance to CAF for that game to be played at a neutral venue. Now, the South African Football Association president is saying that is hearsay. He says that he has been in constant communication with the communications director, and they are preparing for the game to be played in Soccer City, South Africa, and that this is all being made up by the media, which is quite unfortunate for him to say, because I personally heard it from the communications director in one of the GFA news updates that were given on the Friday. I have that video.
Let me also mention that the Ghana Football Association has written to the Confederation of African Football requesting that game against South Africa to be played at a neutral venue. This is because the WHO has declared South Africa a COVID-19 red zone, and this makes things quite difficult as we prepare for that match. Once CAF responds to our letter, we will bring you the details on our platforms.
By the South Africa Football Association Chief Executive Officer Teboga Motlanthe has dismissed as hearsay reports Bafana will play their AFCON African Cup of Nations qualifier against Ghana at a neutral venue. Now, South Africa are set to host the Black Stars in a Group C match on March 25th, and before winding up their qualification against Sudan 3 days later. With reports coming from Ghana suggesting that the match could be staged at a neutral venue due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the SAFA has moved to allay the rumors. He says, to put it on the record, I've been talking to the secretary of the Ghana FA, where we were discussing this important match between us and them in South Africa. Nobody has at any stage mentioned that the Ghana FA doesn't want to play in South Africa. It's only the media. Now, the match between Bafana and Ghana is going to take place at Soccer City at 6 p.m. on 25th, and has received all communication from CAF to this effect. I don't want to comment on hearsay, and please don't refer to me a certain website which you are seeing for the first time. The problems with South Africans is that we want to believe whatever news we come across. Bafana hosts Ghana, who are leaders of the qualifying group on a head-to-head basis, as the two sides are tied on 9 points ahead after 4 rounds of matches. Modlante says CAF has never considered having the match played away from South Africa. I ask anyone to give me a letter from CAF to SAFA stating that Ghana wants to move the match. That this is fake news. Because we have never received any complaint from Ghana to this regard. His remarks come as South Africa's representative in the CAF Champions League, Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns have been playing their matches in neutral venues, being denied visas to Morocco and Algeria. Interestingly, Orlando Pirates are set to play their CAF Confederations Cup against Algerian side ES Setif in Ghana. SAFA has already written to CAF highlighting that their teams will not be forced to play home games elsewhere. So the South African Football Association president there, and the evidence is clear. Most of the Champions League games are being played in other venues. So why is he saying this is fake news? It's quite interesting sometimes what pops up in the news and all that. But clearly, it is not fake news. It was a request Ghana wanted because of the rumors of a virus, a new variant of the coronavirus. But he is here saying clearly that they will play in a neutral, they will play it in South Africa, and the game will go ahead in South Africa as it is by CAF. And he says there is no letter to that effect from CAF ordering them to play it in a neutral venue. It's quite interesting. I'll be following this story closely and bringing you updates as and when I get them. But also, the Ghana Black Stars are preparing earnestly for the game. We all know Siki Akono called up players for this game, and he also reduced the number of players for this squad. From the initial 32 players squad, he reduced it. Kumasi Asante Kotoko players maintained their spot. Also, players from outside in the Chinese Super League. China has some few issues with some of the clubs, especially Yansing Suning, which is a club Mubarak has been dissolved entirely, and because of financial issues. So Mubarak also training with the squad, along with Emmanuel Boateng, who also plays in the Chinese Super League, and Ghanaian player who plays in the MLS, Jonathan Mensah as well. A camp update has been delivered, and I'm going to give it to you. The ongoing Ghana Premier League has affected preparations, I have to say, for the upcoming double header with Sao Tome and Principe in South Africa. Now, Ghana's preparations for their 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against South Africa and Sao Tome and Principe later this month will take a break from Thursday, the FA announced. Now, the Black Stars are in the second stage of preparations for the 25th and 28th March doubleheader. Now, the camping contingent is made up of 32 home-based players and 2 foreign-based players, namely midfielder Mubarak Wakasu and Emmanuel Boateng, who both play their club football in China. The Black Stars will break camp on Thursday, that's today, after a 1-week training program in Accra, the GFA announced on the official website. The players held their final training session on Wednesday yesterday morning and are expected to depart for their respective clubs Thursday for this weekend's match day 17 Ghana Premier League matches. Now, Ghana is currently looking and preparing for the 2022 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against South Africa and Sao Tome and Principe. Now, players of Asante Kotoko were the first to leave the camp on Wednesday due to the Ghana Premier League match day game against the Elmina Sharks on Friday. Head coach Siki Akono has been working with home-based players in Accra ahead of their final 2 games scheduled for the 25th and the 28th of March respectively. The upcoming games are set to wind up the qualifying series, with Ghana seeking a 23rd appearance at the Continental Championship. After 4 rounds of matches, the Black Stars are leading the pack with 9 points in Group C. Same with South Africa, with a better goal difference and a better head-to-head record. A win in any of those 2 games will effectively seal the Ghana's fate into the tournament. The Black Stars team is expected to be augmented with more foreign-based players, including Andre Ayew, Thomas Partey, and Kudus Mohammed, before the 2 games. And the idea before Siki Akono called locally based players was that with the COVID-19 pandemic, most of the clubs might not allow, and they are not forced, FIFA has announced, they are not forced to release their players. And in case that should happen with some of the players, we will not be found wanting. It's the reason why he called up these locally based players, and he is prepared for that eventuality. But Andre Ayew is in tip-top form, scoring goals back-to-back games. One was in a loss. This time he scored the winner late on from the spot. He is doing well with his club side Swansea. They are pushing really hard for qualification. Thomas Partey back from injury. Kudus Mohammed as well back from injury. Spezia player Emmanuel Jesse, someone to look out for, scored a brace the last time, doing himself a world of good in Italy with Spezia. So many players we could use at this point for these qualifiers, but not all of them can make it, unfortunately. And if the clubs decide not to release them, very little the FA can do about it, hence that contingency plan. But these are the preparations so far. They have been training throughout the week, and now the camp has broken so that the clubs and players from other clubs will be able to see to it that they play in for their clubs ahead of that games over the weekend, the Ghana Premier League games over the weekend. So that has been it for today. Looking at Ghana's preparations so far for that game, double header with South Africa and Sao Tome and Principe, and South Africa Football Association president denying that the game will be played in a neutral venue. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on this one. Ghana, which game will they win? Will they beat South Africa? Sao Tome and Principe, will they beat them? What do you think the results from the two double header games will be? Let me know in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.